Now tune back in to 13 Signs Astrology. Just drop a little knowledge this morning, man. You know, you can really deal with any topic, man. But don't start talking about money. That's when everybody gets uncomfortable. They either want to put you into a box and start talking about stuff like, well, how much do you have? And, you know, they want to put a standard on you and try to figure out where you're at with this situation. Or either that, they just don't want to address it at all because people, since the advent of religion, they're comfortable with depending on higher powers for what it means to take care of them. Meaning that if a person comes and be like, yo, let's go and try to put together some land and let's essentially run our own economy, that's crazy to most people. Generally, when you start putting out ideas about independence, and depending on how far you're talking about going, most people are going to call you crazy. And if you continue to try to do it, they may even go to the government and go to the police and go to the system on you because that's how it's set up. See, the system wants people that's in a box, period. When you start talking about doing stuff on your own and breaking away and doing stuff with your own resources, you now become a national target and a national threat. So the advent of money and finance and what it's going to take to really, I guess you can say, care for yourself here in this matrix is going to mean you got to break away from the pseudos and the stereotypes that we have right now when it comes to money and prosperity. People are afraid of this shit. Period. I mean, that's what it comes down to. People are really, not only that, you are really considered the boogeyman. And not only that, you are really put into like a box, and they really want to put you on this standard where you start addressing finances and talking about it to where you're now compared to other people that may have money and things of this nature. And it's like,
whenever I was still going to jail,
your financial situation is yours.
That meal that they were trying to feed me that one time,
what you experienced in your financial and what you made of your financial situation, you made that. You could get yourself out of it, but you essentially signed yourself into this agreement, even really before you incarnated. For a lot of us, the reason why we even incarnated here at this time right now is because of the financial situation. Many of our parents left us debts that we have to pay. Some of our parents weren't responsible in teaching us finances and passed down what's called generational curses, or passed down like curses to their children based upon the misunderstanding of financial education. So when you start to address this and stand up and say, yo, I don't want to live like the way we've been taught how to live, you're going to be called a weirdo like myself. And if you're afraid of that, if you're afraid of being different, totally different, and discovering who you are at your very essence, if you're afraid of that, like I always tell people, if you're afraid of your own shit even, you shouldn't get involved in this work.
I've been outside since I was 16.
I always tell people this work is not for the sexy. I mean, you know, we want it to be. You know, we want it to be easy work, but this work is for somebody that's willing to kind of like get dirty and willing to kind of like, not sacrifice, but willing to definitely, it's like people always want to go sacrifice other people. I put it like that. But who's willing to sacrifice their self? Who's willing to put their self out there? You're going to sacrifice what are you going to sacrifice of you and your comfort, your comfort zone and your comfortability when it comes to achieving your prosperity? So that's the message I want to put out. You got to be willing to go the extra mile. You got to be willing to travel and do what it is that you got to do. Like here it is now, and I want to put this out there. I'm going to be in Colorado for a few hours. I had some people call me, so if you're still out here, you know, maybe we can meet up and have coffee or something like that. But like, I'm in Colorado. I said I want to go to the Colorado Rocky Mountains, and here I am. I'm pretty close to it. I might go today, but I'm like, my thing is that I just dreamt of this. And I don't have any money, and people calling me a bum and dirty and every name under the book, but I never let that stop me from going to the next step or whatever it is to achieve my abundance, because you could be stuck in one scenario and then 20 hours later the higher self and ancestors can put you in a scenario where you totally out of that negativity from just mastering the karma of what our parents left us, and kind of trying to like reshape that karma and turn it into more of a positive credit versus a past life debt. See, that's the goal. A lot of us reincarnated because of financial conditions, and we chose these financial conditions as a state of reincarnating, and it's up to us to kind of get out of these negative financial conditions. So I'll be coming back with more, just a little word to the wise. Guys, have a good morning. Thank you for listening and watching. And when I get to the West Coast, I'll be sending out another communication. And, you know, if anybody is out there interested, we can sit down and just kind of chop it up, because this is what I do. Here to service the people, you know, and regardless of how people feel about this, this is what I decided to do with my life. And I'll continue to do that until I expire. So thank you all for listening and watching, and as always, stay vigilant. Namaste.
Okay,